What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Not. I can't even start the show. Welcome to another episode of Not Today. I'm Jen Sturger.
Eddie Pence.
Sorry, guys.
We just got some late breaking news.
We have to collect ourselves. Because right before Mark hit record, he came and we heard some news about someone that is a mutual friend of ours that we just are kind of taken aback by.
Shocked. Shocked.
To put it the way you said, you're like, this feels a lot like...
It's like when we were in school and we saw the space shuttle blow up. We didn't know what we were seeing.
We knew, we're like,
we
this
didn't
feels
know.
significant.
It feels important, and we don't know quite how to process it.
Yeah, that's exactly how this feels. We'll just come out and say it. We found out that one of our mutual friends, who's a dude,
Right.
has an OnlyFans.
An only.
It's real. Oh my god.
Oh.
Comedian, actor. I'm dropping stuff daily on here.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We have to subscribe. Oh, you can subscribe for free. Oh, that means you got to pay for the post. Oh my god.
Kind of.
This is...
Can we just do like a 1-day subscription? Just so we can see what it is, but not get billed for the month?
Is it? I feel like guy friends do that to me. I guarantee there are dudes that are on my, not OnlyFans, but on my website that are like, just want to see what's under the hood.
Oh, everything's locked.
Everything's locked.
What could be behind those locks?
You can subscribe for free, but...
Can we charge it to the studio just for a day?
This is insane because listen, this isn't like this isn't like a jacked muscular dude. You know what I mean?
It's not Ravishing Rick Rude.
No, this is just not somebody that you expect. It's not someone that I expected to have one, you know?
Wow.
Like,
that is something.
Man,
Shocked.
I will never knock somebody's hustle. Listen, I
No,
have
we all do what we gotta do.
My website makes me good money, you know? But I know who my target demo is. And I'm just trying to figure out who's the target demo for this.
I think we all know what the target demo is.
What?
That we go to that OnlyFans?
Oh, you think like guys that... You think it's probably people who enjoy very burly men.
Uh-huh.
Specifically bears.
Bears?
Bears.
Yeah, that's a bear page.
Do you think he knows what his target demo is with that? Like, I wonder if he thinks that it's like just these hot ladies that are just like, man, I love me a thick man. Like, we have to tell him. Like, when dudes start an OnlyFans.
Most of the time when dudes start OnlyFans, it's for other dudes. It's for other dudes.
It's for other dudes.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Women don't really consume that type of content.
We don't. I mean, we do, but like we don't subscribe.
You're not
do you know what I mean?
You're not paying your hard-earned money for that type of content.
I don't know, dude. Listen, I spent a lot of money back in the day, or by money I mean my parents' money, on like posters of JTT and Devin Sawa. But like, if Devin Sawa had an OnlyFans,
would you subscribe to it?
I might click on it for morbid curiosity once. You know what I mean? Like, cause
you do a peekaboo, you dip your toe in and get out, but you wouldn't wade into the water.
Yeah. Oh.
Interesting.
Man, I want to know. I want to know what's behind the paid wall. I really do.
I have to know.
Guys, we need to crowdfund like $20. Like enough to buy a couple of posts.
Yeah.
Just
a month's worth.
The subscription's free, but everything's locked. And we need your help. So send Eddie $25, 20 bucks. We got to know what's behind this paywall. I
still have to smell the wolf piss, by the way.
I know.
Some people sent money. I have to smell that wolf piss.
Well, come anytime you want over to the house and I'll take a video of it.
Okay. We'll post it.
Because I need you to stick the little flags. For those of you that need to get caught up or you join the show later, I have a coyote problem in the neighborhood.
Real bad. I didn't know how bad.
Yeah, you didn't know how bad until you almost got jumped.
Kevin was almost dinner for a coyote.
Yeah.
I almost screamed and abandoned him.
No.
Sorry, Kevin.
But he's fine.
You're okay.
He's fine.
You're okay. You're okay.
Man.
They came out of nowhere. That coyote came out of nowhere.
I know.
That was crazy.
So anyways, they tell you online that one of the ways to get rid of coyotes, or at least make them go find somewhere else to look for animals, is to put the smell of their predator out there.
Yeah.
But the smell of the product to help you do this and relocate them, which is wolf piss, is apparently something that stays with you the rest of your life. Like, it just leaves that deep of an impression, you know? So yeah, Eddie still has to do that. We should do that for the people.
I'll come over and you can record me smelling it.
I would really like it if you don't eat before you do it. I really don't want you
We can
vomiting.
do it outside.
Yeah, I don't want you throwing up or shitting in my house. Listen, I've heard it can go either way.
And both at the same time.
Exactly. Oh, so before we got completely derailed 30 seconds before we went on the air.
Wow. OnlyFans. Amazing.
Dude, that is like when you're going to do a news broadcast and right before they're like breaking
They hand
news.
you paper.
Yeah,
The president's been assassinated.
Yeah, exactly. My friend is showing his what on the internet? Oh my God. Anyways, before we were going to do that, we had this whole thing. I've been doing this thing lately. And thank God, Eddie, you have a good sense of humor about it. I realize more and more that like I'm engaging in weird habits that I did not know were weird habits. And I catch myself doing them and I'm like, wait, does everybody do this?
Are you more aware now because of your diagnosis? So you're more hypersensitive to things you're doing?
Yeah. Before I think I was just doodly doing, you know, through life and like didn't.
Everybody does this.
Everybody's got to do this. Yeah. And I knew my brain worked a little bit differently, but not like this.
Yeah, because you texted me, and you've texted me this before.
Where I just started off, the whole conversation just starts off with, weird question. ... And Eddie's always like, I'm listening.
Okay.
And this week I texted him and I said, do you count your sips of water? Or like when you're taking a drink of something, do you count how many times you swallow?
And you do
that came out wrong. So, I mean,
phrasing
all the time. What if I did it when that happened?
1, 2.
No, you got to get it down in 1. If you don't get it down in 1,
how big is this load?
You're running to the bathroom like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I need a spit bucket by the bed.
I was just talking about water, but I caught myself counting how many times I swallowed my water the other night. I was like, and I went, whoa, what is that?
That's weird.
So I Googled it.
Yeah.
Because
what does it say?
Because you took too long to get back to me, and I'm very impatient.
Well, when I see weird question, I'm like, should I? Should I
even
something
ask? By the way, I texted this at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. I may have been asleep when you asked. I don't remember.
Yeah. And so then I Googled it, and I found this
It's like, is it too late to ask what? Or should I just wait till the morning?
So I found this section of Reddit, and I say it's a new section of Reddit. It's not. It's been around for a long time, but it's new to me because, like, obviously we spend a lot of time on "Am I the asshole?" section of Reddit.
Yes.
But there's another section of Reddit that's "Does anyone else?" It's DAE.
Okay.
And I found, does anyone else count the gulps of water when drinking something? And
like, people do this.
Oh yeah, people were talking about it and they were like, I thought I was the only one that did this. So it's just a really nice place to go and type all the weird shit that you do and not feel as bad about it.
Right. There's a community of sip counters out there.
Yeah.
Weird.
But I don't do it with everything, but I do think I do it with some
You count
stuff
a lot of stuff?
in my mind, yeah. Not out loud. I don't count out loud, but like, yeah, I'll definitely be like, I count like checking the locks and things like that.
Weird. Well, I mean, you like you lock it like 3 times,
dude.
or
if they had Nest cams back in the day, my parents would have seen the stuff that I did before I went to school by myself.
You would have been identified early.
When I had
by
to,
the Republic.
when I had to get myself to school, when I had to get myself to the bus, and my parents, because my school was on split shift, which meant freshmen went to school at like 11:45.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then we went to school until like 5 p.m.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and then like the early, because it was such a big school, the earlier was sophomore, junior, senior.
Right.
But if you would have had a Nest cam, you would have seen how often I checked the door locks, how often I like made sure I turned TVs off. Like I had this crazy idea that like I was gonna like blow up my house. Or
but that's like
something.
an OCD thing, right? Because like Tracy has certain characteristics of OCD. Like every time we leave the house, she has to go check and make sure the curling iron's unplugged.
Yep.
Like we'll be in the driveway. She's like, I forgot to check, and I'll have to run back in to make sure the thing's
And
unplugged.
99% of the time,
100% of the time, it's always unplugged.
Oh,
it's never plugged in.
Sometimes I've left it. Yeah. Sometimes it was like, woof, close call.
It's always unplugged. And she'll do this thing too, where if she's hiking, sometimes she'll count her steps. That's why she has to listen to music or a podcast while she's hiking. Otherwise, she'll count her steps as she's hiking.
Oh, that'd be miserable.
Yeah.
Because that gets to a really high number.
2,343.
Yeah. I've just found I've found like this website's been super helpful to me.
Yeah.
One, because I'm like, oh, people are all going through it out there. Do you know what I mean? Like people all have their own little like neuroses, you know?
Do you lean into the counting, or you try to stop it now when you recognize it? Or you try to not do it?
I honestly just realized I was doing it when I texted you.
Wow.
Like I've been doing it this whole time, but I also know I drink water weird, which now I'm not going to be able to drink the rest of this episode because Mark's going to isolate it and he's going to put that
How
video.
do you drink water weird? What do you do?
I hold it in my mouth. Like I hold it like in my cheeks.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
well, some people like, I do that.
I hold it in my mouth and then I have to swallow it. It's like, I'm like, do I want to drink this? Yes.
I just did that.
But I do it like puffy cheeked. Like I hold it. Yeah. Where I'm like, what is this thing?
I don't
I'm
do
doing?
that at like dinner or something, but like if I'm doing what we're doing now, a podcast where I'm talking, I do that to make my entire mouth wet because my mouth gets dry from talking so much.
Yeah.
But if I'm drinking while I'm eating, I'm just swallowing.
Listen, I think of this weird shit all the time. And I'm sorry if this is boring to anyone out there. I'm just trying to make the people out there that do weird shit feel slightly less weird.
Trying to give you a home.
Yeah.
Here.
A home amongst the island of misfit toys. You know what I mean? But no, like the other thing that I realize my brain does more than most people is when something bad happens, like in the world.
Yeah.
If I read too many details about it, my brain's like, do you want us to throw it up on the screen? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to throw it up on the screen. Like my brain can like visually imagine the things that it's talking about. I'm a very visual person. So like if you describe something to me, my brain's like, let's sketch that out for you. And it's something
let's get all the details and
horrible. So like I cannot watch news programs that are going to like sit there and give like all of the nitty gritty details.
You just
about
want the
that.
headline.
Like the bear eating the ducklings.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't do it.
Oh, the buried. What a great time that was.
Stop it.
That was such a great time.
No, but even you guys talking about it, I haven't even seen the video, but my brain has seen the video. Do you know what I mean? Like I've already seen it in my head. I don't need to see it again.
That was a classic episode.
Like when I worry about taking Kevin outside, like I imagine, like, and I was like, what is this like crazy thought that I have where I can like see Kevin getting attacked, which is why I bought him that vest with all the spikes on it, you know?
It's very punk rock, Kevin.
But yeah, my brain has that thing where it just like, it's like, do you want us to draw out this sketch of this terrible thing?
Right.
I've had to ask.
You and Tracy are so similar.
I've had to ask. I mean, that's probably why we get along.
Probably.
You and me, I mean.
So similar. That's why I feel like I know you. I just.
Yeah. But I really, yeah. I had to ask somebody yesterday. I was like, can you not go down the details of this thing? Because they were telling me about some war documentary and about how someone got assassinated. And I was like, I don't need these details. Because I will get upset about someone that I've never met, that I don't even know if I'm supposed to get upset about.
Right.
Because I don't know enough about it. But like you're telling me stuff. And now I'm witnessing.
Do you
it
ever
in my
do
brain.
the thing? Because Tracy does this all the time, which she'll be telling you a story. You're like, this is a horrific story. I don't tell me this. She's like, yo, but listen. And then she wants to go into more detail about the horrific story. Like, no, there's this kid on the train track. I don't want to hear about a kid on train tracks. She's like, no, but he was playing with blocks, and all of a sudden his shoelace got caught under the spike. I just stopped telling me the story. She's like, no, and then the train came along and took his leg off. Stop.
No, I kind of
like
recognize.
She does that.
I only do that with stuff that I've experienced.
Oh.
Where like that's why I don't realize how that some of the stuff that's happened to me is as bad as it is until I'm telling the story and I'm like, isn't this hilarious? And they're just sitting there staring at me like, what? They're like, what?
What's hilarious about that?
Exactly.
Awful
They're like,
story.
Jen, have you ever, if you recorded yourself talking about some of the things that you talk about that you've gone through, one of them would make somebody a complete mess. And you're just like, and another time, remember that time? and then also this time, you know? So yeah, finding out your brain works differently is it's fun.
Interesting.
You
What?
I don't know. I had a brain fart. But no, we were going through this stuff that like I don't know. I'm also finding things that like I get annoyed by that like other people do that I'm sure is like totally normal stuff.
Like what?
But, like I just find completely annoying.
What do you get annoyed by?
Yesterday I almost lost my shit at the grocery store just because people are very unaware of their space.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah. Like when people like kind of
I hate when people are walking in the middle of the sidewalk
focused.
and they're walking really slow. I'm like, if you're walking this slow, move to the side of
Yeah.
the sidewalk.
It's just stuff like that where I'm just like, is everybody so stuck in their own world that they only see their perspective?
It feels like society has gotten to the point now we don't
acknowledge that there's other people
right.
in it.
Everyone's so self-involved. And you notice that a lot driving with like people like they're just like if they're going like I live by Outpost, which I have to drive up this mountain every day to get to Mulholland to get over the hill into the valley. And people will go up this hill at like 15 miles an hour and the speed limit is 35.
Oh,
And they're just sitting there going like, and you see, and there's
and you
literally
can't pass
no, you can't
because it's dangerous.
because it's a windy road and somebody could be coming down. And there's literally like a trail of cars behind this person, like 5 or 6 cars deep. And I'm like, are you not looking behind you to see all these cars waiting to go faster? And you just won't pull to the side?
Yeah.
You annoying.
That happened to me the other way on the way.
Shithead.
The other day on the way home, I was like, I am gonna off somebody. But it turns out there was like a whole list of stuff that people do that other people find absolutely insane.
It's right here. Okay. Not every they listed in this article. Not everything has to be filmed.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like at birthday parties and stuff like that?
Everything.
Yeah.
People bring out their cameras forever. No one experiences life.
Mark's dog jumped into the fountain the other day. And you know what? That would have just been a thing between Mark and his dog.
Right.
Where he'd be
and
like,
the people
hey,
that were there. Oh, this is a funny story I can tell later.
it's a funny story. But instead, Mark's dog's probably going to go viral on TikTok. As like, Husky jumps in the fountain and his owner's like, "Bah!" You know, that's what's going to happen now.
Yeah. This one always gets people congregating in doorways.
Yeah. Where you're just like, I'm trying to.
You're in a fucking doorway.
Yeah.
There's a room on either side of this doorway.
That's what was happening to me at the grocery store where I'm like, at the end of the aisle, where I'm just like, I need to get down this aisle. And you guys are just
the fucking person that leaves their cart in the middle of the aisle while they walk down the aisle to go get shit to put into their cart. I'm like, it's got wheels.
Oh, I take the cart.
Just fucking
I'll start pushing it.
Yeah, push the fucking cart. You don't leave it in the middle and they walk down to go get shit. I'm like, it's got wheels. Push it down there where you are. Don't just leave it. I'm like, fucking coming in. You probably hate this one. Coming in for work when you're sick.
All the time. What? Don't be a hero.
Yeah,
Don't be
stay
a
home.
hero. And that's something that like I deal with all the time. And I get so much pushback because people will be like, well, you know, some people don't, you know, some people can't, you know, like they live paycheck to paycheck. I fucking get that. If that's what you have to do, then like mask up.
Yeah.
And I know people have controversial opinions about whether the mask work. I will tell you unequivocally that if done properly and not worn as a chin strap, a mask will work.
It can reduce the risk significantly.
It can be the difference between whether or not I end up in the hospital because I don't have an immune system. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the podcast, but I know I talk about it a lot on my Instagram. And people are like, I didn't even know that was a thing, that you can be born without parts of your immune system. Yeah. And so once a month, I get an IgG infusion.
Yeah.
That basically is like a donation from a healthy person, you know? And so whenever I see people coming in, like nothing that was going to happen at work that day was going to be life-changing.
Right.
And I really liked that the pandemic were kind of like, hey, if you test positive, stay home.
Right.
You
and
know?
It showed a lot of people you can work from home if you have to.
Yeah. You can work from home.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why more people don't call in
We should
sick.
all work from home.
Exactly. Well, it hasn't been that terrible.
This one gets me as a parent. Kids blasting whatever TV show they're watching on their iPad in the middle of a restaurant. Like they just have their iPad set up and the parents are just sitting there with their kids and letting their kid like buy fucking headphones.
Buy headphones.
Or on the plane.
Or on the fucking plane.
Yeah, we don't want to hear Miss Rachel.
Dude, but
do you know who Miss Rachel is?
No.
Oh, Miss Rachel.
Who's Miss Rachel?
Miss Rachel's like this. She's like the new Blue's Clues. You know what I mean? Like the new Steve.
Oh.
But her voice is just, it's awful. Her voice is so
Spiky
awful. And
nails
she's
in your
probably
ears.
making so much money. like listen to her voice. She'd be like, "Hey, okay, but yeah, she's Mark's pulling it up for us. We're not gonna be able
she
to."
looks like she sounds awful. Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, her and Elmo together. That's too much.
Yeah, I bet she has an OnlyFans.
Well, I get that.
Anyways.
But I was at a coffee shop the other day with two of my friends. We were like going over some notes for a project we're working on, and the guy sitting at the table next to us is just sitting there on his iPhone.
No. God,
Oh my
no.
God, does she have an OnlyFans?
No,
No.
it's just people making. It's just all AI images of her. Please don't put that back up there. I'll never unsee some of that.
I'm ashamed of that.
I don't need to see those toys. But yeah,
And the guy was watching his phone full blast on whatever video he's watching. I'm like, you're an adult, man. Get headphones or go home and watch TV.
yeah.
But he's just sitting there in the coffee shop, just blasting his fucking phone.
That's what I feel like when some of my students like send me voice notes where I'm like, I don't have my headphones with me.
Yeah.
Like I can't just whip out my headphones, and I'm not gonna listen and subject people to our conversation in
Yeah.
public. Like people who FaceTime in public.
Dude. Or the fucking talk on their speakerphone. They call people on their speakerphone. They're just having a conversation in the middle of the grocery store on their speakerphone. What are you doing?
I might have done that once or twice, but it's because my ears get weird.
I get it if you're in a car or you're not a super crowded area, but if you're around other people, like fucking don't take the call.
Yeah. What else they got?
At the airport, people who stand blocking the baggage carousel, like their bag is the only one coming down the baggage carousel.
Dude, I have
That's
seen grown men fight over
that's
this.
that's an offense punishable by death.
I've seen grown men, specifically some that I tour with, lose their fucking mind.
It's fucking insanity. Stand 4 feet back from the carousel.
They're like, "Hey, man."
I know who exactly you're talking about.
"Hey, man, you're not the only one waiting here."
It makes no sense why you have to stand shinned to baggage carousel.
That's what I hope the baggage
Waiting for it.
That's what I hope the baggage just comes flying off the carousel and like hits them.
Dude, I pray it's open. I fucking hope your bag is open and your shit is everywhere. Like if you're standing that close, I hope you're the guy. It's like, oh, my fucking bag popped open and your shit is just everywhere.
And they're like, "Oh."
Stand 4 feet back from the carousel.
Yeah.
You see your bag, step up and grab it.
Okay. What else?
Fucking assholes. End of society.
So you're agreeing with most of this list.
Yes. Tipping everywhere. Everything.
everywhere.
You have to fucking tip everywhere.
It has gotten out of hand because they'll be like, "Do you want a tip?" And it's like, I have not interacted with a single human
Right.
being. Am I tipping a robot? Am I tipping
Like,
this
if
point
I-
of sale?
If I go to Jersey Mike's,
Yes.
they're making the sub. I will tip them because
Yes.
they're putting some work in. I get that. I'm fine with tipping if you're making. If I go to Sbarro and you're putting a piece of pizza through the pizza oven and then you're putting it on a plate, you don't get a tip.
Really?
That's just you doing the job of. Otherwise, what are you doing back there?
That's
You're not
fair.
making You made the pizza earlier, but you're not making it for me for my order. You're not making a specific piece of pizza for me.
Yeah, you just reheated it.
You just threw it on a plate and gave it to me. That's not tippable.
Okay.
Jersey Mike's is tippable.
It's interesting to see where your line is. They made the pizza earlier. Can you tip them?
Yeah, but they were
on-
making the pizza earlier anyway because it's sitting there under the heat lamp. The pizza's being made regardless of me ordering it or not.
Yeah.
All they did is just warm it up so I don't eat
This
cold
wasn't
pizza.
specially made for you.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
The Jersey Mike sub, I ordered it. I had specifications. You're making it for me as I watch you make it. I'm standing there watch you make it. If I order a pizza
Mm.
and I watch you make the pizza for me, then I'll tip you for that pizza.
What about tipping owners of stuff? Do you know what I mean?
Like what?
Like if someone's like the owner of like the restaurant or like the owner of
So they're not an employee. They're an owner.
yeah, their owner. Like usually like a hair salon place is like the main place.
Well, yeah,
that
I
this
usually tip
happens.
the person who cuts my hair.
Yeah.
On top
Some
of what they
people-
charge me for
Yeah,
the haircut.
some people used to not tip the owner because they assume like they're making money off all the other facets of it and like they're getting the full cut of their service fee.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else that's working there, they pay for like a chair fee.
Right.
You know what
They're
I mean?
paying a certain amount. So what you're paying for the haircut goes to their chair fee.
Exactly. Whereas if you're the owner, you don't lose that fee, you know?
Right. Well, I
But
always
yeah.
tip the barber.
Yeah,
I
same.
always tip the barber.
I don't really have a problem with that.
No. Filming at a concert. Like you go to a public event, like you're going to a concert, like you sitting there filming the whole thing, or you enjoying the show?
I am guilty of this one time.
I think we all
one
are.
time. Two times. One was Duran Duran when they played Rio. When they played Rio.
Yeah. If like when I go to a Pearl Jam concert, if they play like, oh, I love that song, I want to get the beginning of that song because I like the crowd reaction song.
Exactly.
Or like when they're playing Alive, the whole crowd chants to the song Alive.
Yeah.
And it's a moment
like
you want to capture.
when I went to Taylor Swift, I have a lot of that footage in my...
because it's stuff you want to remember.
Because I was also 6th row. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where I
you
was
gotta
like,
get
I
your
will
stuff.
never be this close to her ever again.
Like there's a point, like, and you're grabbing snippets of it. You're not watching the whole
No.
concert on the phone.
No, I was very good about like, I need to be here and
Right.
present.
Yeah.
Because this was expensive.
Like I took Colton to see Mel Brooks at there's a screen of Blazing Saddles, and then Mel Brooks came out for a Q&A afterwards. And this was like back in July, and
Were
he
people
sat there.
recording the whole thing?
Colton filmed the entire hour-long Q&A with Mel Brooks. I'm like, just enjoy the show, dude.
He wants to be able to go back and watch it.
I guess
Because
but
he's like inspirational
it's a
to him.
long friggin' but now I have this, my cloud is full of this fucking hour-long interview with Mel Brooks.
Yeah, but one day Mel Brooks might not be with us.
I
Well,
don't
he
need
won't
it.
be with us at some point.
I don't need
you know?
the 12 gigabytes taken up in my iCloud.
Move it over to something else.
I might.
Put it on a memory stick.
People who talk loudly in speakerphone, we already
did that. We
People-
What about
covered it.
people that stand when the plane lands?
Mm.
What if we are those people? I'm joking. I don't. I'm usually at a window seat, so I can't stand or I will bang my
No,
head.
the people at the window seat that stand up and just bent over in the thing, those are annoying people.
I will only stand if my legs are hurting.
Right.
It's not to get off the plane. It's more to stretch.
I don't stand until
I definitely don't clap when the plane lands. Like I'm like people who clap when the plane lands. I was like, were you guys expecting us not to? Then why did you get on this fucking flight? Do you know what I mean? That's a weird one for me.
yeah,
Like, good job. Good job at that thing that you are licensed to do.
right.
We're so proud of you.
But I am guilty of standing when the plane lands just because I've been sitting for 6 hours and I want to stand up.
It's more about stretching.
And I'm always in the aisle anyway.
Yeah, it's
so
more about stretching.
It's more about stretching.
Yeah.
But I do see the annoyance of it.
Ugh.
But I do it. What's the next one? FaceTiming in public.
Yep.
Fucking awful. FaceTiming anytime is just awful.
Yeah.
Unless
no.
it's someone you haven't seen in forever. Unless you're showing your mom your new baby.
FaceTiming it from the bathroom.
But
don't.
that's a generational thing.
Just don't. FaceTiming from the bathroom is a hard don't.
Well, this one's going to be rough, Kevin. Sorry. Bringing your dog everywhere.
I feel personally attacked by this fucking list.
Bringing...
I bring him most places that he's approved to go to.
Right.
But I mean, he's very in tune with us. Do you know what I mean?
But this is a whole...
Like I once took him to a comedy show, dude, and it's like he knew the lineup because he literally went to whoever was up next and sat in their lap.
He's like, you're next, buddy.
Well, because he felt their nervous energy and was
Right.
like, hey, let me go chill you
I'm gonna
out.
chill you to fuck
So
you.
he literally would go over and sit in whoever's lap was next.
But this all started taking your dog everywhere. This is all because of Paris Hilton, right? Like that's ground zero. She brought that Chihuahua everywhere, and then everyone started taking their dog everywhere. Because when I was growing up as a kid, no one took their dog anywhere. Your dog was always at home.
Yeah.
No one took their dog anywhere.
Do you wonder what your dog does when you're not home?
I assume they sleep. They panic
Mm,
for a while because you're gone, and then they get tired and they sleep.
I don't think my dog panics. But Kevin's also very well trained. So like he'll go and he'll go and like go into his crate when I'm putting my shoes on.
Yeah,
Like he
he
knows
knows
when I'm
it's
leaving.
time to leave,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then when I'm like, hey, do you want to go with me? He's like, really?
Right.
I'm
You
invited.
serious?
I'm invited.
What I do deserve
Yeah,
this.
when I was like, we're gonna go see Eddie, he was like, like I literally opened the door downstairs and I think he smelled you and was like, he just ran up the stairs crying.
Kevin's my body.
But yeah, I bring Kevin.
Like Stanley, I can't take anywhere because he's a fucking
He's a
wreck.
nut job.
He's a nut job. Buster was great, but I never took him anywhere because I just never.
Because you
It-
weren't that guy.
It never crossed my mind to take my dog anywhere because it's something else I have to be responsible for while I'm out.
My dog keeps me calm when I'm in weird situations because I have something to focus my energy on besides my reactions.
It's just strange because I think it's just been literally the last 10, 15 years that
yeah.
people take their dogs places. Like
Yeah.
grocery stores and restaurants.
They're not allowed at the grocery store unless they're
A service animal.
a service animal, and they have to be on the floor. The problem is he is a service animal, but he is so small. I don't like him being around the carts where he might get hurt
Yes.
because people are so oblivious.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put him in any risk, you
Right.
know? So I don't know.
It's
I
just-
see both sides of that.
It's just weird because it just really happened. Like when Paris Hilton brought her
It
chihuahua.
is true.
Everywhere. Putting everything down the internet. A movie just came out. It sucks. New movie just dropped. It sucks. Like basically every time something happens, you complain about it on the internet.
I have people like that in my life that I've had to.
I've muted people like that in my life.
Yeah, there was the great muting.
I had to mute quite a few people. I don't need to hear about all your fucking
I
problems.
didn't unfollow them. They still have my support,
But they had to be muted.
but I don't want to see your stuff
They had
all
to
the
be muted.
time just because, yeah.
I can't see your mental breakdown
Absolutely not.
every 15 hours. on
Okay,
the
what
internet.
else?
Playing shitty music loudly in public.
Playing shitty music.
Like people that go hiking with the fucking portable speakers.
Oh.
Like no one wants to hear your music.
Or like the people at the beach.
Yeah, they have this portable speakers. Like no.
Yeah, no,
Wear
that
headphones.
does suck.
Wear headphones. Don't be a cocksucker. Fucking like who the fuck hikes with a portable speaker? You're just an asshole.
What's like what's the most, because I'm sure this list goes on forever. What's the thing that you think is the most egregious the rest of the way down this list?
Well, we actually got to the last one. Being on your phone while having an in-person conversation with someone.
Oh, like this whole podcast?
Yes. Like we're doing to each other right now.
It does suck, especially because like I'm trying to read social cues, and like if somebody's not, I'm like, they are not listening to me, or they like, am I boring? Like
Right.
I'll go immediately
I
to
think
I'm boring them. They don't like me. They don't like this conversation. Like I'm
Right.
constantly sussing that out.
but I think we've been so conditioned by our phones anytime they ping where it's like, what was that?
Yeah.
Like we just don't know. We're just conditioned now. It's not like it's not that we're even bored in the conversation. It's just like we're conditioned like what emergency is happening.
One of my friends took Instagram off his phone, and he's been much happier since he's done it. And I'm debating doing it.
Really?
Yeah. Where I'm like, I mean, I make an appointment where I'm like, this is my time to look at Instagram during the day.
Right.
All the rest of the day, I will not be on Instagram.
I took Instagram notifications off my phone, so I don't get
I've never had Instagram
I don't
notifications
get-
on my phone.
dinged every time something happens on Instagram.
Oh, I would lose
I
my
have to go
mind.
into Instagram to look.
I would lose my mind. Oh. Don't you have stuff to do this weekend? Don't you have a wedding?
I have my neck. I'm trying to think. By the time this podcast comes out, I will have just gone to my third wedding in 5 weeks.
That's gross.
It's so much.
You're too old for this.
I know.
Like, I feel like, are these first weddings?
2 of them are first weddings. One's a second wedding.
How old
second
are
marriage.
these people?
Everyone is in their. I think that the youngest was late 30s and the oldest is 50s in their 50s.
For their first marriage?
That's their second marriage.
Oh.
But the other ones were in. Well, one guy the wedding I went to 2 weeks ago, the guy was 50.
Wow.
First marriage.
Wow.
It's like because in my 20s, I figured this out. In my 20s, I probably went to like 8 or 9 weddings.
Is it because we moved away? Is it because we're in Los Angeles?
I don't know.
Like, I just feel like are they all local weddings for the most part?
Yeah, they're all local. I wouldn't
Okay.
travel for a wedding. Unless it's
Yeah.
family, I don't think I would travel for
One
a
of my
wedding.
girlfriends is getting married in Mexico, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't.
That's too far.
It's not that it's too far.
It's too far.
It's too far, and there are too many logistics that could go terribly
Yeah.
wrong for someone like me. And I have no interest in giving myself that anxiety.
Yeah.
To get to your special day.
I wouldn't travel for a
I will
wedding.
send you a great gift, but I will not be abducted by the
No.
cartel.
It-
Listen, I will play out every scenario that I've ever read on CNN in my head
Does
about
the
things.
chupacabra come into play at
Yeah,
all?
of course.
I wouldn't try. I travel for weddings in my 20s. I wouldn't travel for weddings now,
I just feel like
unless it's family or like a close friend.
I just feel like at a certain point, like, are you too old for this?
Yeah, like what are we doing? Just go
Just
fucking
Go
Sign
do it
some
at, Go do it at the
papers.
courthouse.
go sign some papers.
Go do it at the courthouse. Because look, I mean, listen, and we're not shitting on anybody that wants to have like a special day. I will just say, as someone who has had the special day and then not had it work out, that was a complete waste of money. That was such a waste of money. My wedding was very elaborate. Your wife had a blast.
She had a huge blast.
She had a better time than I did.
She had the best
honestly.
time. She had the best time of anyone at that wedding. She really did. She almost joined the spasmatics in her head.
But like, I will just say, as someone that's gotten married and it didn't work out, like it felt like a waste of money.
I'm getting ready to celebrate. We're celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary in October. And someone whose wedding did work out, and we have a kid and a great marriage and all that stuff. Looking back, like, that was a huge waste of money.
Oh, you still feel that way? So it's not just the results.
Look, the pictures are great. I had a great time there. It was great seeing family and friends. Everybody
but
celebrated.
it wasn't a $30,000 day.
But if someone goes, hey, those memories are a $30,000 check, I'm like, I'll take the $30,000 check. Because you could have had a small thing with just family.
Yeah.
That cost a quarter of that.
Weird question. Were there people invited to your wedding that you no longer speak to
There's
now?
people in my wedding party I don't speak to anymore. And not because we had a falling out. It just that at that point in my life, they were close friends of mine.
They were the most important people to you at the time.
At the time.
Like, there are some people that you look at when you're making your wedding list. You're like, I can't imagine having this special day without them.
Yeah.
And then you look back and you're like, oh, I don't talk to these people anymore.
And I didn't have a falling out. It's just they were at that point in my life, they were in my life daily.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, I haven't seen that person in 15 years.
That's wild. That it's so wild that at that time you were like, this person has to be there.
Yeah, they have to be there. They're in my wedding photos forever. I'm like, I don't even have a phone number for you anymore. I wouldn't know how to get in touch with you if I had to.
Wow. That was a different time.
It's a different time.
Yeah. You can still keep up with everybody on social media.
Yeah,
and whatnot
I'd find them on social media if I had to, but it's just weird. Like, you have those, you would think your wedding party is people that are like your closest people in your whole life, but a lot of it was just people at that moment.
Are you at the age now when you go to these weddings that you're like, when the party really starts taking off, you're like, we can go now?
Dude.
Am I crazy for being that way? Where
the wedding
I'm like,
I went to,
they're starting the conga line. We need to get the fuck
the wedding
out
I
of
went
here.
to last week.
Let's get in the photo booth. Let's make our presence known.
Fuck the photo booth.
and
Why did
bye.
that ever come back?
Bye.
As soon as they said I do and walked down there, I'm like, okay, we could probably, let's just get dinner and then we'll eat and Tracy's like, no, we're staying.
No, but that's the problem is they hold you hostage for an hour, maybe two, before
Dude.
they give you dinner. And then you haven't eaten.
Oh, it's a fucking nightmare.
Like, that was like my biggest pet peeve is like, if you don't have a good wedding planner and you make people wait for food and you don't have enough past hors d'oeuvres, like,
Right.
you want to know the fastest, like, put that on that list. Not having enough past hors d'oeuvres.
Right.
Not
This place,
feeding people at a wedding.
This wedding we went to had a ton of food.
Okay.
It was okay. It was fed very well. It was just like, I'm just like at the point where like, I just don't want to, I don't want to be dressed up and social. Like, I don't know. I knew 3 people in the entire wedding, like not just the party, but everyone that came to the wedding. I knew like 3 people. And I'm like,
I went to a wedding back in the spring and these people had family style food and I was allergic to every single dish they had. And I waited so patiently for this food. Like, I was at this wedding
Thinking
for
about
like
the food.
I'd be like, I just got to get some kind of food in me.
Just eat.
Just got to get some kind of food in me. And then when they took the covers off the food, I was like,
oh, well,
I'll be at the Capitol Grill. Goodbye.
I'll
And
see
I
you
left. I snuck out. I left. They aren't going to miss me.
They're not. You're not. No one notices if you're not in the wedding. No one knows if you're not there.
And you miss all the drama because, like, once people start getting to a certain point of drunk, like, it only is going downhill from there.
sloppy.
Yeah, gets a little sloppy.
But like you're in it's the music, the DJ's blasting music. You're in this open venue. You can't hear anything. People are trying to have conversations. Like, I don't know you. How can I have a conversation with you when I can't even hear?
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is just miserable.
Oh,
So it's
Eddie,
just,
I'm so sorry.
I haven't been to wedding. Like, the only wedding I went to in my 40s was your wedding.
Wow.
One wedding in 10 years.
You're welcome.
And I was like, oh, that's good.
It was fun.
One wedding in 10 years.
And
And it was a fun
fun.
wedding. It was a fun wedding.
Yeah.
I had a good time. And then going back to these weddings now, I'm like, fuck, I forgot. Weddings are such a chore.
That's why I was like so focused on making sure everybody else had a good time, but to the point where I didn't have a good time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, it's just too much pressure.
It's a lot.
Oh,
It's not worth the money.
how many
Never
more do you
is.
have before the end of the year?
I just have the one that I'm in. I'm actually in this wedding, so I have to wear a tux and shit.
Oh no.
So that'll be interesting. I haven't been in a wedding in a while.
I was gonna say.
I think since my sister-in-law's wedding, I haven't been in a wedding. That was like 18 years ago.
But at some point you gotta be like, bro, do we really need to do this?
Oh, let's just fucking go to like fucking Hooters and you guys sign some papers. We'll go to Hooters.
Breast wedding ever.
All right.
I think it's time, Eddie.
That's the time.
It is.
All right, give me a second. I gotta pull it up again. Hold on. I'm fucking doing it. Here we go. All right, today we're playing Florida Man Friday. I read Jenn Sturger, 3 Florida Man headlines, 2 real, 1 fake. She has to tell me which one is the fake headline and prove how Florida she is. And Mark will be playing along.
All right.
Ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Number 1. Florida man claims he can communicate with dolphins, demands government job as ocean ambassador. 2. Florida man arrested with cocaine-stuffed Lunchables. 3. Florida man rescues grandma floating away on ice throne.
I mean, the ice throne thing, I feel like you're trying to throw me.
Okay.
Because we wouldn't have ice in Tampa.
Sure. Makes sense.
But I'm sure there was some dumb event that they created an ice throne for.
And grandma sat on it and started floating away.
Yeah. So that one I'll say is probably real.
Okay.
The dolphin thing is hilarious. The cocaine Lunchables is very specific.
You think that's fake?
Yeah, I think it's fake.
Okay, Mark.
But man,
You think one's fake?
what an enterprising idea if it's not.
Can communicate with dolphins. Your winner and new Florida Man champion, Mark.
What?
Florida man claims he can communicate with dolphins. The man's government job as ocean ambassador is fake. Florida man arrested with cocaine stuffed Lunchables is real.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get on LinkedIn and apply for ocean ambassador.
Two Florida men were arrested in Ohio in possession of $84,000 worth of cocaine.
Oh, bullshit. That's an Ohio man story.
Florida men were arrested in Ohio. They're still Florida men.
No.
Stowed safely inside Lunchable boxes.
That's Ohio trying to pass the blame.
It's Florida
and be
men
like, this is Florida shit.
going
not
outside their
us.
safe zone.
That's Ohio going, we don't claim this. You can't come here and make people think your crazy is our crazy.
After ordering the driver to exit the vehicle, the police confiscated a semi-automatic handgun, then search a truck. That's when they found suspiciously heavy boxes of Lunchables, which they opened.
Where you open them and you're like, oh, cocaine, meth. Oh, Snickers. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Eddie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Eddie Pence on all the socials or eddiepence.com.
At Jennifer Sturger, guys, on all the socials. Don't forget, we got to check out our friends' OnlyFans.
Yeah, I might have to get an OnlyFans.
Oh, you should.
I might.
I don't know what you'll put on there.
I don't either. Action figures.
Oh, just you posing with action figures.
Me,
George Costanza.
shirtless with action figures.
What's the demo? What's the target demo?
There's one out there.
Find all my stuff, guys, at jensturger.com. Literally all my stuff. And then at Jennifer Sturger on all the socials. Please keep sharing us with your friends. Give us a 5-star rating. Write us a positive review. Keep helping us grow this thing. Help push us up in the algorithm or however the hell that works. We really need your help. But you guys are doing such a great job. And we're so appreciative that you keep coming back every week. So until next time, we'll see you on another episode, if not today. Bye.
Bye.